guys, and welcome to your favorite program. You know it for sure. Yes, in this place we talk about the uncomfortable truths, and sometimes those kind of truths you don't want to talk about. But here, let's talk about it. And I am your host. My name is Yonede Joshua, and you know vividly well I'm not the only one that does this in this place. I also have my friends with me. So, ladies and gentlemen, my friends are here with me. Alex is here. Alex is here. And we'll talk about our guests later. But first, Alex, introduce yourself. That idea is rubbish.
Alright, I did here. My name is Prince Alex. I am co-hosting Joshua.
Carol, please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Carol Laura, the one and only love doctor. Go nowhere, we're here together.
Oh, Carol says she's a love doctor at work. I hope she helps her in Saturday. Alex has been saying for very long.
Sure.
Alex,
I got you, bro.
12 breakups in 1 year.
Maybe this one won't talk about it. Yes.
Okay, well, we'll talk about what we want to talk about today first because we have to just go straight to our discourse. Now, if you observe something, Africa is gradually advancing. Before, or let's say in the past years, in the posh English pattern, Africa used to be a place where they would say you share when you share in your and you share. That is, farming is the job of our fathers. Whoever does not farm is found lazy. Then the time came, we began what they call white collar jobs because of education, like the formal education. But we are looking at a kind of shift from formal education currently. We are looking at a shift towards tech. If you go to school now, you know, in yesteryears, when I was a younger guy, they would tell us not to bring phones to school and all that. But now in schools, we use pad, use all those kind of things to learn. And we are looking at what they call technological advancements in the African educational system. And with us in the studio, we have a very, very, very important tech guy in Nigeria right now. If anybody knows about all of it, you'll know that yes, their CEO is one great guy who is a lover of tech, even in education. Ladies and gentlemen, Biodun Bamigboye is in the studio. Biodun, how are you doing, sir?
Clap.
You know, when we were introducing you, I wanted them to bring
Honestly.
well, we don't want to do that actually here. So, Biodun, welcome to the studio.
Wow, I want to do thank you so much.
Oh, thanks so much. Alex, so we were talking about tech before. I know you love tech too as well. But now, Biodun, let us look at something. Africa has developed. I know that when you were going to school as a young child, you don't carry phones to school.
Definitely.
No one knows about coding. If anyone sees you on laptop, they will say, like you're on laptop on my set right now.
I'm so well,
And I'm scared right now.
I'm already scared because
Maybe you also have
you don't bring bomb, come go fight.
I don't. It's fact is though, I just feel that one of my clients not watching this episode, knowing that we are at this moment.
Oh, my no vex. Biodun did what he said now. But Biodun, what can you say about technological advancement in African educational system? What can you say about how it has developed so far over the years?
Over the years, technology has influenced education a lot. Yesterday I was talking to a secondary school student, and he was telling me their teacher dropped a message on their WhatsApp group. Wow, I was like, it's so foreign to my experience.
For real?
Wait, so teacher drop message on WhatsApp group.
There's actually a WhatsApp
There's
group for.
actually a WhatsApp group.
And the teacher is on it. I don't want to ask naughty on the group.
Wow.
You don't understand that in our own time, if you are found with phone, you'll be taken to assembly grounds
Definitely.
and be slapped in front of everybody. They will seize the phone and your parents would have to come for it.
Exactly.
So like a lot of change has changed over time in the ecosystem as a whole, because we also have a lot of non-formal educational players. For us, like at Innovate, we host a lot of boot camps where we train secondary schools. We have students from J3 that are doing fine. We have several. In the past, these were not possible, even in major countries, in major cities in Africa. But the truth is, with the introduction of technological innovations, so a lot of private actors, a lot of individuals have collaborated with governments and people in power in order to shift the paradigm, in order to take technology innovation to the next round. However, in Africa, there is one major factor that is limiting advancement of technology as a whole.
Which is what?
So, the factor is lack of infrastructure. So the infrastructure as a whole limits the availability of technological innovation
In Africa, right?
in Africa, yeah, because we have a lot of places that does not have access to electricity
Okay.
Definitely.
and
Yeah.
Internet.
that is needed before technology could actually be powered.
Yeah.
So lack of this is limiting the spread of technology as a whole.
But before we even go there, sir, you were talking about the lack of infrastructure and money. Yeah, okay, because when you even talk about that, I just remembered, I was in a village recently, Litaye, and I wanted to call. And I stretched the phone to the front.
Depending on the network.
No, that particular network was giving us number that
Okay.
they are everywhere.
Oh.
I tried that everywhere.
Oh,
So
God.
as I did like this, in fact, when I was doing Edo, the person did Edo, how far it's got, bam. I said, okay, maybe what is going to happen is I'll stretch there and I'll stretch my neck.
Oh.
It was the whole place. But it's funny. And aside from that, I discovered that there are even some places in Nigeria. There's a place I recently discovered that for the last 15 years they don't have electricity. And I told someone something. Get with the born when the daylight lasts.
Okay.
See the toast stand. We should never see
Now.
lights.
Or person wey dey born when light no dey. Like 15-year-old
15-year-old
child
child.
does not know what it means to have electricity.
That's a lot.
And someone said that it's just 40%. We have only 40% broadband coverage in a place like Nigeria for now. So are you looking at this thing? Because I'm looking at the advantages that tech has, definitely,
Okay.
and the limitations. But before we even go to the infrastructural limitations, let's even talk about what we started from. In 2020, we had what they call COVID-19. And they said lectures will now be
Online.
Online, yeah.
Now, for
I
those
think
of
that's
us
one of the exposure to
exposure.
tech. Yeah.
Now, for those of us who go school, you get one of my guy, he talk that thing on the side there. He say, imagine that when we had in 15 subjects. We don't even fit text. Person on top WhatsApp, on top they couldn't do online lectures much because even the people, the older generations, were not tech savvy, and this mentality of them is now. Let us look at first mentality of people towards technology in Africa first. Do you think this thing can really, in the next 10 years, it's possible for a general African parents? Because if we are looking at it now, it's only the privileged and the highly exposed that are doing these things. What about those that they don't even get that kind of exposure? If I dey on phone now, even till now, I don't born pikin. If my mama see me on phone past 3 hours, she don't dey talk to me, she do you think with that kind of mentality, people will really want to go more into technology, even in the educational system in Africa? Because some parents have this mentality that we are serious for the life, then before all the time.
Okay. On that particular topic, the answer is simple. Tech is very disruptive.
Okay.
Tech only shifts the definition of normal.
Okay.
So because what was previously normal, I remember when we were growing up, we have slates that we used to write. They are out of view. Nobody.
Oh, so you use slates.
I used
You
to-
must be old.
I used to
You must be old.
It's out of vogue. These days, even in advanced countries, in some schools in Nigeria, they use pad,
Okay, next.
which is like equivalent to slate that we have there.
Yeah.
And so, what I'm trying to say is, apart from the fact that we have to embrace tech, by the time tech make itself the new normal, everybody would have to shift with it.
It's tech normal now.
Yeah, it's not the new normal because we still see it as something that can exploit us, something that can, or everything can harm, obviously.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of opportunities available in tech that people are not exploring. I would make an example of when Nigeria changed one of our monetary policy that reduced the number of cash in circulation. And so we want to switch to internet banking much more. So as a result of this, a lot of our commercial banks were having downtime. And before now, I've spoken to elderly people, especially people that are vendors that I buy from them. Why don't you try out these fintechs? They're like, no, they don't have a physical structure. If I have to complain, where do I go? If I have to do this, where do I go? I'll just keep smiling at them. We keep our money on this platform. We feel comfortable because it was we grew with it.
Yeah,
But it's foreign to them. They were introduced to it. So what am I trying to say? After that time, when there was downtime on the regular banking systems and the fintechs were working fine, and they were asking me, the young ones, how are you transacting? They are using this app, they are using that app.
Yeah.
Well, in the next 2 months, each of them had the POS machine of one of those vendors.
Yeah.
And they are using it conveniently, comfortably, and they are even perfect at operating it. Even people that does not seem to be well educated, but because they have to survive, because they have to make a living, and they cannot transact, they cannot easily navigate this current economy without being accustomed to this. So they have to kind of shift with time. So exactly the same thing with technology. I used to say every business line is a business of tech, because tech innovates in every angle. For example, I used to use very casual terms. If you are making shoes, if it takes you maybe 24 hours to make a shoe, and there's now a machine that will just model the shoe, and then you
straight up
printing, and another person is making it in 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
You won't have a choice. Your skill will still be needed as a person that is good in making shoes, because you have to be creating your designs. You have to have some detailed knowledge that will supply to this model. But you have to incorporate tech for you not to be out of market. If you don't incorporate tech, you will discover that people that has incorporated tech already are moving far ahead, and customers don't want to listen to the fact that you are making something that is original, that is handmade. So far they have what they need. They have it faster, and with tech comes the advancement of scale. You can easily produce much at even a lower cost on the long run. In the short run, when you are acquiring the equipment, it can be more expensive. So it makes it so normal. It makes itself like it introduces itself to the society and becomes a way in which we'll do everything.
The way in which we do everything.
Yeah. So in addition to that, like I said, like a lot of technology are even disrupting power supply and things we are mentioning. For example, years back, solar technology was not popular.
Definitely.
So it's either you have electricity or you don't have light. You understand what I'm trying to say? But
Can I just switch to Gen?
you understand? Or you can switch to Gen and
Gen noisy.
extremely noisy. And
It's now that there is noise from Gen.
No, it's not like noisy.
But then, we were so used to it. In fact, I remember your own Gen then. The noise, when you put it on, it can go to get filled by itself.
Have you observed that I
It
got
moves.
dinner in its time? There was a time where we did drag. That's in a gym.
So with the introduction of all this technology, even call villages, where you can just take the grid there, or you can take solar technology there. Now we have satellite technology like Starlink, and there are even other people that are trying to disrupt the market. Like that means I can just decide to establish a tech innovation or incubation in any part of the world at this point in time, and it would run. Because I could take internet there, and I could take electricity there, and it would be sufficient. So that means there is hope. That means the vision is getting bigger. That means the limitation is getting smaller. And that means the ecosystem can grow faster.
But you see, my own take from this thing is why we are trying to advance in technology. Those that have advanced are trying to tell us that there is some sort of, I don't want to use chaos, let me use Elon Musk posted something recently on X. Wait, I will bring him down to broken. Elon Musk posted something on X recently. Somebody said we will have more robots very soon. Elon Musk said we must be careful very soon. Now, we are trying to advance in tech.
Okay.
So it's like we are getting ourselves into more trouble. Now, what is that measure? Or what is that level we get to that will now say, okay, this height is enough, we shouldn't go higher. Because the higher we go,
the more complicated it becomes.
Exactly.
That question is actually like very complicated. So the truth is the human mind always expands.
Okay.
And every time we have like a new normal, we think of what should be the new normal. For example, like we are thinking of maths. Our great grandfathers, they don't even know maths exists. So now we are thinking of innovating and building structures in maths. Like these are things that are inconceivable in the time past. But at the point where tech even is getting more dangerous with AI now, because for example, instead of people to leverage tech, they are handing off to tech. That's where the problem is, and that is where the problem will be. You can't just hand off to tech because tech needs human to run, regardless of how any machine. And I can say this like boldly, even in the next 100 years would advance, the human brain, which is the mastermind of everything, and the human mind is far higher than it.
Okay.
But the fact that people have accepted limitations, a lot of people are not willing to increase capacity. So instead of, for example, most of the time if I want to leverage ChatGPT and some research tools, I make sure it's something that I would have originally got researched.
Okay.
So instead of go researching it one by one, I can have the answer altogether in a single place. But it's not me, maybe I'm a digital writer now. The first idea on the topic I want to write about, I'm telling ChatGPT to write everything for me. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Over time, you discover that you lose the cognitive and the intellectual ability to come up with great digital copies.
Yeah.
Because you've hands off to ChatGPT. ChatGPT gives it to you.
I was about going there yourself because this thing is for my market class. You know, I do projects for students. Even though one of my spiritual brothers says, Joshua, don't do it. That these students are supposed to do it themselves. You are raising quacks.
Okay.
Still, who came on board?
EFCC.
and you need to do that.
You need to do something.
EFCC.
Keep it up.
Perfect. And so, now I told students, I do project too. I'm a project manager. And you know,
Project manager.
so I have listed my prices already for all of them.
Okay.
I know that I'm already waiting for them that okay, they'll be able to. Some of them have even promised me already that okay, they will bring the projects. So I was like, okay, at least last I'm not concerned for 20 till deal. We projects. Only for one person, and God will judge that person. To that go and tell the rest of them. Should we this thing will just speak on ChatGPT.
Chapter 1 to chapter 5 done.
Oh my God.
To 5. So immediately my market it went off. And
Sure you watch that video of that guy. We write projects.
It would have been better for him to advise them.
That guy go when they talk say, I want to thank ChatGPT
For helping me. I saw
No, you know something. Aside from the fact that it's the thing spoil my market, there's this thing about African or Nigerian mentality. They tell us that the reason why we can cram very well is why we used to top all students abroad if we go there.
Okay.
That we have this great cognitive skills.
Yeah.
We can easily grab things because normal we learned 2 times 2 without this thing. A friend of mine went to the UK. He was doing exams, mathematical exams. They brought the formulas to him. He thought he was cheating. He said, Alpha, you brought formulas to me because part of his reading curriculum was to cram the formula. No, we go cram formula. We get inside the exam. We would have written the formula down
at the back of your
at the back
script.
of your 4 question paper. But now they brought the formula to him.
Ew, nothing to cram.
Nothing to cram again.
Stay with me.
Number 2, ChatGPT is there to do assignments for us. So we have more time to game and do other things than able to focus. Now, don't you think this is going to affect
It's affecting.
our cognitive skills?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's getting to a point now. I know someone that forgets things easy. Do you know this ChatGPT thing? You can even plan preaching from it. The pastor, they will give him preaching topic. You just tell the ChatGPT. No, let's say it as it is. Everything comes out of it. So our cognitive skills
Exactly.
and our, because you are saying something that definitely computers will still need humans.
No.
But right now, if humans tend to give computer their thinking skills,
Because it's like we're handing over.
we are handing over.
Yeah.
Exactly. The truth is we are handing over. What you don't know is that we tech guys, we are actually cashing out from this.
Hand over service.
From this handing over skills.
We are cashing out because more of us are needed. The truth is we are training a lot of software
Okay.
Like a lot of tech people who are there at the back of what you are seeing, inputting all the models, training it, and even a lot of casual people that are not even into tech, but are specific. Maybe there are courses like Yoruba Tech Trainer, Yoruba AI Trainer. Yoruba AI Trainer, you be training the AI model, you tell them, oh yeah, that's it. You tell no, go sheba, show normal. I'm gonna go that's it. Like, there are a lot of things, and so for people in tech, like the truth is we are cashing out big time. It's like the this is the way the tech market works. The truth about tech. Kama power, kama jali.
Let's not lie, let's not steal.
Every few player in tech wants to profit.
Yeah.
And they are profiting from the ignorance of the masses. So they give you a solution. The solution makes you lazy. You hands off your resources.
Yeah.
They become bigger. For example, AI age is not possible without the social media age.
Okay.
This is a link a lot of people have not been able to put in place. Before the advent of Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and everything, the crawling rate is reduced. Because banking data, they have a lot of regulations.
Yeah.
Submit your name, your email, everything. They have a lot of regulations. But when social media started, and we are accepting the terms and conditions, I share everything. I give myself away.
You just click.
I accept.
This guy knows that, oh, so these people are willing to just enjoy themselves and give us all the data. So you post your pictures, you post your video, and it has been going on for many years. Now, a lot of data has been amassed. After this time, you'd realize that's when things like data analysis becomes more popular.
Yeah.
That's when like AI model, large language model becomes more popular. So it's not like these fields in tech were not in existence, but they were not prominent because they are not needed. So the first set of skill set that was needed were the web developers, the people that would build the platform that would amass all the data that is needed for the next level. And the next level that we are now is when all the data that has been collected are now processed and used to generate what we should have been doing manually. So at this point, the few people that are actually plugging into it will be making advantage of it, taking advantage of it. They will be getting bigger, getting richer more easily. But the masses need to be educated. Because the truth is, you can use it to help yourself, but handing off, I'm afraid we would have accountants that does not have knowledge of accounting, we would have writers that don't have knowledge of writing. Everybody is just getting everything from generated. We would have graphic designers
that cannot actually do graphics.
that cannot actually do graphics because
AI.
everything is auto-generated.
Yeah.
So we as humans, especially the masses, because the truth be told, people are the other end, the creators, we are getting smarter every day.
Okay, quick one. Let me ask this because I'm so particular about the secondary school, children. Imagine dealing with distraction because tech is actually a kind of distraction to them. So I don't blame our parents for saying no, maybe not a total no to tech. But at the same time, how do you think we can deal with being distracted, especially from the academic assignments?
Yeah, so that's a very great question. And that question needs to be addressed.
Okay.
Because even I'm a Christian, and even in church, you see teenagers using with their phone.
Our adults don't say that. So adults,
I'm still a student.
no, I do it.
The youth.
Playing with their phone
Yeah.
from the beginning to the end.
Exactly.
So my question and my challenge is you need to learn to focus. So there are some models that can be used, although those has to be adopted by our parents. We cannot implement a perfect model.
Yeah.
So first of all, the first thing I think is there should be restriction to direct access.
Direct access to what?
Hey.
To technological innovations.
Like what?
What I mean is, for example, if your house you have a laptop,
Okay.
you have a computer system, well furnished,
Okay.
and they know the time they need to go there to get these things done. And second, there should be orientation.
Okay, I think I'm buying that.
Buy that.
Yeah.
Orientation is fine.
So orientation, like, if the truth is a young person with skills that are online in any part of the world, not only in Nigeria, with skills that are online, it's easy to get distracted. Even me, that I'm a tech person, I just want to check a notification.
Before you know it, you
Before
are
I know,
everywhere.
I'm everywhere.
There's
I'm
this
checking my
particular
profile.
app safe. Once I'm there, a problem.
Oh,
I'll forget the reason for being on that app.
because you keep scrolling. So, and the attention spans of the younger ones are even like, it's more like, they can get more engaged in all this thing. That is why I was talking about like prescripted access to some extent, but not 100%. So when they are going out, there should be like orientation. They should, because one of the things that I always tell the incoming generation is, if it's possible you find your vision, you know your passion, and you have a drive, it is hard to be distracted. Even if you are Google searching,
It's easy to be distracted, sis, with this tech.
it's
Okay,
not
now
easy.
see,
It's
a
not easy.
13-year-old
It's
girl
not easy.
walked up to me and tell me that she has a Facebook handle. I was like, you have to be 18 to have an account. And she said, it's very simple. Now, I just said I was born in 2004.
Yeah, that's just the reality.
So, backdating your age in the name of Facebook accounts.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. Even the young knows more than the people that are. So, when there is a lot of, so what I'm trying to say is, if you are Google searching, you are Google searching about that thing that you wanted to. For example, like, I know the Twitter everybody is not the Twitter that I know, because
Their own Twitter is different from everybody's
it's
Twitter.
extremely different.
Ah,
What I mean by
we
that
explain.
is, I rarely see all the bad boosts. All I see is tech, because everybody that I follow, every notification that I get is about technology innovation. So even if I'm distracted reading incoming technology innovation.
That's because you're matured enough to restrict yourself from a lot of this stuff. Because
Is there some sort of setting? Like,
The truth is, at this age, at this time, I cannot even recommend settings, because, like she said, the younger ones knows more than the parents. They are born into it. Do you know a 2 years old service, like 1 year old? Mama, they are looking at you. You are pressing
it's 8 months old. Swiping my phone already.
because their brain is downloading everything you are doing right from when they are young. We did not have access to this. Nobody clicks an Android phone in our face. That is why language is like the primary language of children is like auto-language. Nobody needs to teach you. It's downloaded from the environment. The same thing, they are downloading tech because they have access to phones, they have access to laptop, they watch TV, they have a lot of resources in their time. So even the elderly ones does not know as much as the other.
So that means the solution now is sensitizing and make them understand.
You see that
Orientation.
that's
the
that
problem.
solution itself is not the problem.
Because
That's what
It's as if the solution here now, from my own perspective, is
Okay.
educate the elder more than the younger. Once
educate the
The
younger.
elders are looking for money.
No, that-
Remember that.
no, wait.
Okay.
The elders are looking for money, truth be told, yes. But if the elders are not educated in these things, the younger generation will spend the money they are even looking for and still sell them off using that same technology. That's because we are talking about the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. This thing is going to be everywhere. So if the older ones are not well educated about this, it is possible that adage that says what the elder sees sitting, the younger one cannot see. Even if they stand on a tree, they will tell you, we see it, we just press a button.
We don't even need to climb a tree.
inside my room.
Inside my room, I will see it. I will even tell you. You can't even
So,
tell me.
but
For example,
your suggestion
is that we even educate the older ones
to do what basically?
to know these things, so that even
Knowing
if they
it
can't
doesn't
really
mean the
contain-
children won't do it. Is it not better to train them, make them understand there's time for everything? There is a time for you to be on your phone, and there are places you don't go to when you're on your cell phone.
No.
Just educate them.
See
That's what I'm saying.
here? You see,
Sensitizing the parents as well.
Someone gave the video money, and someone said, "How you go to help person when they live others? You know if you live time in you." Now you are talking about a tech savvy child, a tech dull parents.
Yeah, I
Who
think
will control who?
I would actually subscribe to his opinion
Okay.
of educating the parent as well. Because there was a day, there's this like they are not like in awareness of the new normal.
Okay.
We are having a seminar in my church, and I was telling the elderly ones, do you know your children can be under your roof and they will be millionaires and you will not know?
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And they will be like,
They don't know actually.
Yes.
we won't know. Like, yes, because your child will not be able to explain to
To
you.
you.
You won't be able to resonate with it.
Because you
But
don't even have the capacity to carry it.
Because
To be like,
this
but
child,
it's a risk.
this child has like, as though
God.
it's not possible. Everybody, sir, calm down. It's possible. Your child will just mistakenly play with one NFT or one token that is not making sense. And at the end of the day, the token later makes sense. And they say that real money came in. And now you, the parent, that you are not exposed to information of this nature, you are not beating the child.
And that's
So I understand.
That's
So our time, Sha. With our time. I want us to conclude on this note.
Okay.
Biodun Bamigboye,
And
take us through your history of tech. How can you encourage others to just
Yeah. Not to God that encourage people like us that we do.
Okay. This particular question, it could take a long time, but I'll just have to summarize based on what we
it's going to take
discussed.
long time. We have just
2 minutes.
Okay, thank you. So, like we are saying, sensitization is important. I'll start from my parents. Like, I'll tell anybody, right from when I was a kid, my dad was my number one fan. He doesn't understand what I'm doing, but he has this habit of anything my child does, especially like I'm a bright child, right from the day one, I come home with first position. So,
try you.
so he has
the noble
Making mama proud.
so he has this support that he naturally gives to anything I'm trying to do. So even if he doesn't know how to explain it, he would walk up to anybody and say, my child is into computer, he can repair the computer in your house. What am I trying to say? The motivation was there from my parents from the very first day. So instead of being scolded all the time,
Okay.
he was able to wrap around why, because I'm always pulled back to myself. I'm always curious. I'm the guy that spoils all the gadgets in the house,
I know.
locks all the phone,
Yeah.
and I don't remember the password
Ah.
because I was curious enough to go to where the password is, and I scattered a lot of things, but it was my number one fan. So it continues till when I finished my secondary school. I remember it was the one that also like paid for my first class to learn computer training, and these are the seed. Because a lot of time when you have a vision, a passion, emotion, and there's nobody to nurture it,
Yeah.
you end up playing with soil and you end up learning stuff that you should not. He knows I like computer, so it allows me to play around computer. So from there, I think after secondary school, I learned. So I learned computer training. Then from the computer training, the turning point was 2015 after ND. When a brother of mine said at camp was taught something related to web development, but I believe I'm brilliant enough to understand it. And I wanted to learn how to repair phones. He was like, we would learn to repair phones and teach you that you go and learn software development. And I will tell you that was a turning point. For 6 months straight, I went to learn software development at Winners World Technology. It's at Ilorin, Kwara State.
No advert.
No, I have to advertise because at this point.
No free advert.
No free advert.
Okay, no problem.
I think about I saw.
Come on. So, for 6 months straight, I was doing this, and after this time, it was the consistency. Because at that time, I don't feel tech will make money. I don't. Although, from where I don't know how many of us experienced the one. What should we like you? All these prophets tell you you'll be big.
Oh.
One low, one gaggle. But you don't
This year is your
even
year.
have an idea of what it could be, how it would be. I could remember somebody telling my mother that in your 20s you'd be sending money, and I was like, are these people joking? Because since by the time I'm 20, I can't resonate with millions. I can't even relate with hundreds of thousands. So, and these people are talking about this person who would like take over the world. But so what am I trying to say? With the help of technology innovation and especially COVID-19, So after my secondary school, after higher institution, I continued in tech. During school, I was volunteering. Right on camp, I was volunteering. I kept doing it. And so during all this COVID-19, when the world was going more remote, right? So that is when I started having international clients that I'm working with, and this became like the game changer for me in software development. And so this helps me to build more of my intellectual ability, more confidence, because when you work with people from far and near. And another major point that is important. So at the first time, I thought I was big enough because I was making money. I was earning thousands of dollars. At least if I can make up if I can make up to $1,000 monthly in Nigeria as 2 years ago, as a young guy from a family of, not like we are poor, but like we are not resonating with a lot of money since when we are young. There are a lot of people that their father pays schools of 3 million. So if they are giving them 10 million, my father pays this in 2 years, or 3 years. But you understand, for a young guy that you struggle to grow up, to have 1 million naira cash, your money is everything for you.
Yeah.
So I thought that was it. So I was spending the money, I was giving people, I was buying things, then I was sacked. Wow. So after I was sacked, I realized, so this life is not like on a single stretch.
Right.
That's when I remember the economics graph of up, down, up, down. And that's what really gave back to innovate. Okay. I need not to be sackable again. So at any point in my life, if anything would happen, I know it's not like I'm hopeless. I know it's not like, and that leads to a lot of new journey entirely. Innovation, impacting, expansion, talking to people, having more reach. So like I said, it's a long story, but this is just like a short version of it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for motivating.
And you know the funny thing? You don't study computer science in school.
Yeah, he's an accountant.
Accountant. Are you chartered?
But I plan to be.
Tech accountant.
Tech accountant.
Most of all, sure, very. Very.
Which one is this one again?
Prospects.
That.
Well, thanks so much, guys, for everything. Thanks so much, Biodun, for this particular segment. And as we all said, tech is very important in Africa. I still maintain my own particular view that the parents as well must be educated, and technological advancement is very important in African education. But we will see next time. My name is Joshua Eldeji. Bye, guys.